Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, sorry. Mackie's Wi-Fi broke. He actually lives in Serbia, for those of you who don't know, so he had to just restart his router. Anyways, what I was saying was they were at a table. These three guys who had escaped the night before at breakfast. They were at a table with three of the supervision aides. That's what I was looking for, and they're just eating in silence, not talking. You have frozen again. Okay, you're back. Um, Eating in silence, not talking. So we go over to them and we're just ripping into them. We're like, "Oh, boys, you're so dumb," and just like, fully making fun of them. And the super Asian aide looks at us, and this guy was like probably 6'4" and buff, and we're like, "Oh shit!" So we all like shut up and go back to our tables. And then the woman walks over, and she goes to her table and she looks at us. And we all look at her, but start laughing, and she walks up, just sort of like not really a stage, but like just the area where the people would stand to like let you know what activities you're doing and stuff for the day. And she stands up and she's like, "Okay, uh, the groups last night were very, very disrespectful." And this whole time she's just staring at us, and we like cannot keep it together. We're just dying, dude. And she's like, so if anyone tries to pull something tonight, we're gonna send you home early, because it was like I think a 4-day camp, and they were gonna like send us home on the third day. Uh-oh. And so they're all like trying to make us scared, and they're like, like from whether it's disrespectful attitude or being rude to us, verbal abuse. And she looks at the guy who started it, and
Love you.
he's head in his shirt. It was so funny. Anyways, that day we all we all, again, the activities were kind of lame. All the funny stuff happened at night. This night, one of my friends who was in a different room heard like how funny our room was. So he does like I
He
again
just came
don't know
over.
how he made it up, but he does like an expert ninja maneuver and crawls up the stairs and sneaks into our room. And then the woman come, because like of course we're being like loud, so she comes in to like make sure we're all asleep. And he was my friend, so he's literally like under the covers next to me, not breathing. And I'm like putting my leg out or something to make it look like the lump there is just my leg. And I put like my pillow on top, and somehow she doesn't notice. This guy's like
So
nearly suffocating. I see him at one point like lift up the thing, like take a breath from the side of the covers, because he could like barely. And then she gets mad. She finally leaves. We all say goodnight, love you. And then we have the genius idea of like pushing our beds together to make one super long bed and having like a sleepover. And we all got into our sleeping bags and played Slither.io. And so we would just like wrestle like head first in our sleeping bags. It was so funny. I think that guy actually ended up sleeping like under the bed. He had his like feet under and then his head sticking out from the side on the pillow. It was a ridiculous just camp experience.
so did you
Anyways,
guys
the
like
guys
all like did every group sleep in like one big building?
there was one big building for the guys and one big building for the girls, and they were like
Oh, okay.
across
They
the
weren't like
whole.
cabins that were like separated or anything. It was like a
No,
big.
it was like it it almost was like classrooms that they had just like put beds in.
Oh, okay.
It was
So
just
like
like big rooms
okay,
that were
yeah.
all connected by a big hallway. Um yeah.
So it wasn't like cabins or anything
No, no, no. So
like
like we were all in
separated.
so
No.
that's how.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it was one big room for the guys and one big room for the
So your
girls.
friend didn't have to like go outside or anything to come meet up with you guys.
No, he just had to like sneak through the long hallway and up some stairs. But
Hmm.
still, they were like roaming the halls. I don't know how he did it. He was playing some like Among Us or something. Um. Anyways, what kills me in this story is that the guys never actually met any of the girls. Nothing happened.
What did they do?
They, oh crap! I didn't tell you this. So, right, they were banned from sitting with us at breakfast, but at dinner that night they were allowed to sit with us again. So we talked to them. Well, breakfast and lunch they were banned. We talked to them. We're like, holy crap, boys! Like, what happened? So apparently, they had gone out for like 30 minutes and been walking around. They went to the girls thing and they texted them and they were like, we're outside, and they just got ghosted. So then they went back. There was like a basketball court, and so they were playing some basketball. And then they were coming to come back to their cabin, and as they did, someone basically heard them and caught them. And then like 10 minutes later, their friend came outside to look for them, and he got caught too. So then they made them sleep in the other room, like with all the supervision aides,
Oh.
like on the bunk beds and stuff. So they were not having it that night. But yeah, so nothing ever happened with that. The one kid with his RGB gaming laptop got it banned, and I think he ended up getting grounded because like his parents didn't know he had taken it with him.
Yeah.
It was very, very unsuccessful, like few nights, but it was so funny, dude. I mean, the whole time everyone was just dying.
Yeah. Wow, that sounds so fun.
Yeah, dude. I like school trips are so funny because not only do you know everyone, but like they just do such stupid things. Because it's like, what will you do? Send me home and I get to miss 2 days of school? Like, okay,
I mean, it's like the best 2 days of school of the year, though. Really.
that's
Like,
true. Yeah, it
yeah,
would suck to miss. Also, you get like free food and like a bunch of it, and it's kind of clean, like 3 meals a day.
kind of
You're
clean.
staying in a like basically cabin with the boys, even though it's not a cabin. But yeah.
Yeah, that sounds really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, then it's just like a regular camp, except like with friends, which is
Yeah.
cool.
Have you ever like does your school I mean I swear temp is probably pretty ghetto. Like do you get any
Um,
adventure?
well, this year I'm doing like my PE class is like a camping thing,
Oh,
so
that's cool.
I'm going camping for like a couple times in the last quarter. I have it in the last quarter, so that's gonna be fun.
That'll be really sick.
But I've never really gone for like a big like a trip like that
Yeah. Do you
before.
have any camp stories? Because a couple episodes ago, me and my friend told some camp stories, and those
Camp
were pretty.
stories are the best. Yeah,
Yeah.
I got a couple. I've been
I
to
don't
camp
repeat mine
like
because I
a
already told them,
few
but if I think of
times.
new ones, I'll let you know.
Yeah. I've been to camp a few times on this place on the Sunshine Coast called Camp Elphinstone. It's pretty
Oh yeah.
fun. I never went with any friends, but it was fun because I just
Meet
became
people.
friends with the people there. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty fun. It was like we slept in cabins. Or the first time the little kids got to like be in these like big lodges which were like just they're just kind of like buildings, like one story like houses almost.
Yeah.
But they were less fun because they were separated from all the other people.
Mm.
But like the second and third time we got to like be in a cabin. They're all in like circles around like a field. So like during your free
Oh,
time,
that's
you could just like play tag or whatever in the field, which was really
mm.
fun. One year we brought canoes up like a kilometer. We just like brought them up from the beach and we put them in another cabin. Like we just put them in another group's cabin, and then they kept having to take them out because we'd also like go on mini trips. Like we canoed around an island for like 3 days.
Oh, that's
But like, yeah. So when the other cabin was on a trip, we just like brought canoes up and just put it in there. And they came back to like 3 canoes just stuffed in their like bedroom. And
oh my
also I wasn't really involved in this, but like one cabin just took all the mattresses and put them on top of the roof of the bathroom because they're like there's a separate building for the bathrooms that had like well, there's like a big public washroom that all the cabins shared.
yeah.
So there were like four, like five, well, not all of the mattresses, but like a few of them just were like on the roof of the bathroom, and you had to like climb up there and throw them down. That was
Oh my god.
that was
So
pretty funny.
one time at my camp, we were playing it's called a camp-wide game, where it's basically a game where like every age is involved
Yeah,
in it, and
those are fun.
you're not supposed to go in cabins, but one cabin had left their door like open, so I didn't actually do it. I only heard the stories, but a couple of kids from my cabin hid in this random girl's cabin and then like hid all the girls' shoes just like randomly around the entire camp and just like put them everywhere because it was the
Oh
other girls our
no.
age. And like one girl didn't find her shoe for like a couple of days because they didn't tell her where they put it, or they like forgot or something. So everyone was just walking around camp looking for this shoe. So funny, dude. And then oh, like the stupidest stuff happens at camp, but at the same time you just get away with it because it's like
Mhm.
it's
At
camp.
our camp, we couldn't really like do. We couldn't actually. No, our counselors were pretty nice, but they slept in like the same room as us. Like we all had our bunk beds, and we had
Yeah,
like two of our counselors in the room,
yeah,
so we couldn't like I don't know mess around like you guys did in your room.
Yeah.
But they let us talk pretty like late into the night and tell random stories from like I don't know back at our house.
Dude, my experience, we played Mafia. We always play Mafia at camp.
Oh yeah, we played a lot of Mafia too.
One year there's this one kid who was like, I don't want to, okay, I can't say his name, but it was a very, very, very funny guy. Very, very funny name. And this guy was like, would not like, if you said any swear word, like literally said shit, he would like be so mad, dude. He was like freaking out. And he comes to camp and he's like telling us all about like his favorite chess openings and like how his like he listens to classical music and stuff. And then it's just this bunch of like really vulgar like 13-year-olds. We're dying. And then we play Mafia and the first time we play, he's like, "Oh, can I be the story master?" And he does some like beautiful, like it was very, very well made. Some like really nice, elaborate story about like how each person got killed, and he like fakes you out. And then from that
Yeah.
point on, a bunch of the guys in the cabin didn't like it. I thought he was class, dude. He made me laugh so hard, although he wasn't really trying to. But you know what I mean? Like he was just a funny guy. And but for some reason, a bunch of the other guys in the thing didn't like him. So I felt kind of bad because every time someone was like the whatever serial killer or whatever they are in Mafia, I guess the Mafia,
They just kill him.
they would just kill him first, and then the
Aw.
narrator would make like the most gory death. It'd be like this guy was walking home, and two people just like stuffed dynamite down his throat and lit it. And the counselor's like, "What the hell, guys? You can't target him." And we're like, "Nah, don't worry, we're not." And then the very last night of camp, we let him live last. So it's like the mafias let him live last. So it was like
Yeah.
him and one other person and one other mafia. So it all depended on the last vote. And then the guy knew like he wasn't mafia, and he still voted against him, and then lost him the game just
Oh
for
my
the
God.
fact. Oh my god, dude, it was funny.
Yeah. Oh, I remember my friends told me I didn't go with them, but at one of their camps, there's this kid, and they just said like he was just like the weirdest kid. One time, he colored himself like fully his arm just in Sharpie. And he was like, it keeps the bugs off. It smells bad.
Oh my god, dude.
It's just like the stupidest thing.
Yeah,
God, that
these two
camp
kids.
like just generates stories.
Yeah, dude. It's
So
like if
funny.
you don't have stories, just go to camp and you'll get some. Like, one of the two kids got in a fist fight, and one of them just sprayed bug spray at the other guy. He was using it like mace. He was just like bug spraying him.
Oh, one time two kids in my cabin got in a bug spray fight, but one of them had like the can where you like hold it down and like shoots like a constant stream, like one of the nice ones. The other kid had like the spray bottle that you have to like
Yeah.
pump and it shoots like the tiniest bit. But they still ended up in like a bug spray fight. And this other kid just got absolutely dominated.
So he's just soaking and it's just all bug spray.
Oh, there's also one one group they taped down like the axe thing to like keep it spraying and threw it into another cabin
Oh,
like a
like a
smoke
bomb,
bomb.
dude.
Yeah. God, that was so mean because their cabin it didn't stop smelling like axe ever.
Some guy did that the same thing in the locker room, but one guy took like a stink bomb and he opened the door to the 12th grade bio class and he chucked it in. It wasn't like a guy in my
Oh.
grade, it was a 12th, and he chucked it in and slammed the door and like didn't let them come out. So the whole class just smelled terrible. Like I think they had to like evacuate the school. Like you couldn't have classes in that room for a good like couple days.
Oh, that's terrible.
The other thing that we were saying camp generates story, but the other thing that generates stories I feel like is like crisp like breaks like summer and Halloween and stuff. Do you have any good stories from that?
Well, my summer this year was a little bit bland because of the restrictions, but I had a pretty good time. My friends and I, in our little like we had a group of like 4 people, and we would just like go on bike rides to fun places like the beach or like
Yeah.
the rivers up in the North Shore, so we could like swim in them. They were really cold, but it was really fun, refreshing. One time we thought we were taking a shortcut, but we ended up carrying our bikes through the woods on like trails for an hour and a half, so that was sick. But we
Oh
really
my
wanted to
god.
go to Twin Falls, so we were just like hiking through. We were like, oh, we're almost there, and then we like, got there like an hour later.
Oh my god, dude. Me and my
Oh,
friends,
that
we
was terrible.
we went on a bike ride to. We're basically trying to like cross every bridge in Vancouver, and so we went to like
Mm.
New West to
Oh
that
yeah, you
one,
told me about that.
and we get there, and I can't remember what it was, but somehow I like fell, and I was like bleeding from my hand. And we're just pedaling so slowly in like the skinniest lane ever. There's cars whizzing past, and I'm like fully bleeding. I don't have a band-aid. And then we get to like the crappiest, like the Fraser River, like right by that island there. Like when you're going to
Like
IKEA and you go over the bridge over the water, and there's like this sort of weird industrial island.
which bridge?
I don't know what bridge it is.
The name of it?
It's the awkward bridge. It might be called the Portobello.
The
Portello. I'm
the
joking.
Portobello.
The Portobello is a mushroom. The Portobello Bridge. Anyways, that's
Portello
fine.
is. I feel like there's a bridge called the Portello Bridge. I don't
I
know.
think it's
Yeah.
Patello.
Anyway.
Anyways, we're going over
Yeah.
this bridge, and there's the water down, and I'm like, oh, bro, I need to rinse this cut. I really don't want to get infected. So we bike down, and I like dip my hand in the water, and it's so bad. And we're like washing it out.
Was it in salt water or was it a river?
No, it's the Fraser River.
Okay.
Yeah. No, the salt water would have been really bad. The other time, me and my friend biked to IKEA, and we just like IKEA was closed, so we just biked there, and we're like, oh crap, what do we do now? So we just like went to the top of the thing. Like IKEA has a really massive staircase to get to the very top floor if you're like, I guess like transporting stuff, or you work on the top floor, whatever it is. And then I made eye contact with one of the workers, and I started waving, and they started like speed walking to the door, so I bugged it down. And my friend was taking photos of me because we could take pictures for Instagram. And then I'm like, go, go, go. So he hops on his bike and I hop on my bike. We just start like biking out of there. I mean, I guess like what would happen was an IKEA guy, but it was like the security guard with his vest and everything. We did not like the looks of that.
Wait, were you on the inside or were you like climbing up the outside?
It was the outside. It almost was like a fire escape staircase.
That's not that bad.
No,
It's
yeah, I know.
probably
I don't know why that
yeah.
man was charging at us, but it was definitely scary.
Speed walking menacingly.
Yeah, I was like, this was not it,
I remember one time my friends and I were walking around the PNE area, like at night or something, and I guess we went to a place that we weren't technically supposed to be. We didn't really do it on purpose, and it's like the security guard pulled up and like he's you know that like that electric BMW that's like a box
i8.
almost. Yeah, the i8. This dude like pulled up in his like PNE wrapped i8 with like security all over it and just yelled at us for like 5 minutes.
Oh my
Just
god,
like
dude.
telling us like randomly like, oh, go away. Like, but it was like there were like the weirdest reasons that we weren't supposed to be there. He was like, the horses come through here on January 28th or something stupid like that. I don't really remember exactly what he said. It was so funny.
When I was
We've
learning how to
we've
skate,
seen that guy a few times. He just like tours around in his little BMW, just like keeping an eye out for
oh my god, there's like an
hooligans.
RCMP like building across from my school, and it's abandoned. No one ever goes there. So there's a really big parking lot. So me and my friends went there, and I was like learning how to ollie with the wheel stoppers. I was the coolest guy there with my like wrist guards and like ankle guards and helmet. And then this guy in his security car rolls up, and he is just screaming like without exaggerating, probably I don't know, maybe like a good like you said 5-10 minutes, and he's just yelling at us, and he has a very very thick accent. So I've got no clue what he's saying, so I'm just like nodding and smiling.
Wait,
And then
what were you doing? So you like had like a little bit of like a robot moment where you're explaining.
that's awkward. I was learning how to ollie with wheel stoppers.
Oh, okay.
And like all my ankle guards and shin guards and risk guard. I was very not taking any risks with my well-being. And then this guy pulls up to us in his like trash like Toyota Corolla 2002. He's just screaming at us for 10 minutes about like how the RCMP, if they saw us, they would like shoot on sight or something. I'm like, why are you telling us this? Like, they're gonna kill us for learning how to skateboard. Those ridiculous things.
like a like a parking lot.
I know, it's dumb.
So weird.
And then obviously, I kept on skateboarding. I was like, you know what? Maybe this isn't right for me. Like I don't know. I basically
Maybe
this
it's
actually
not meant to be.
Yeah, I basically like wanted to skateboard, so I convinced like 3 of my friends to get skateboards, and they're like $100 each. And then I just stopped skateboarding after like a month and a half, and they're all like, "What the hell, bro? I have to skateboard now." It's really funny.
Did they learn how?
One of them did.
I mean,
One
it's
of
like it's a nice thing to like move or like you can use it like you can carry it anywhere and you can like go fastly. So
Yeah, it's like a more compact bike. Longboards are
yeah.
sick though. I like longboards a bunch. It's
Do you have
scary.
one?
No. Have you seen those dudes going like 80 down hills?
Yeah.
Like crap,
I
dude.
have a friend who's like a few years older than me, or not really a friend. I know a guy, and he likes to longboard down the road on Seymour Mountain. Goes like 100 kilometers an hour.
Oh my god.
Crazy. Yeah.
What do you do if you need to stop? You just jump?
You can air brake by like, cause you tuck right to go fast, so you
Yeah.
can air brake by like
Just
making
have a
yourself really
bunch of quick
big,
resistance?
and then you just like slow down and you do a power slide. So you just like
Yeah.
like the way you stop on like skis or skates, you, like put it
Go side
parallel
is
to the
so
road, and you just like yeah. I don't
Holy
know.
crap.
Sounds
So
really
like
scary.
there's like a car that stops 10 meters ahead of you and you're just like, okay, air brake. Wait, you can't see my arms because they get blurred out, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
Well, I don't
nuts,
know.
dude.
He's going down like the down part, and no car is catching up to him because he's going like faster than them, so it's not really a big problem.
Yeah, holy, that's nuts, dude.
I
I
know, it's
see that stuff
crazy.
and I'm like, you have a death wish. Like, and have you seen those videos of like Russian dudes climbing like 300-meter cranes and stuff?
No, but I can.
Holy.
That's
So they'll go
terrifying.
into like abandoned, or not abandoned, but like skyscraper build sites when like the workers have an off day.
Just climb up.
No, they'll literally climb up to the top, and then from the top they'll climb a ladder. No ropes, no nothing. They'll climb a ladder, and then like just basically do pull-ups off the edge of the ladder. It's ridiculous, dude. I saw
What?
one where there were 2
Why?
cranes, like there were 2 basically cranes in like sort of an L across buildings, and there was like a
They
2 meter
like.
gap in between them,
God.
and he
Oh
ran
no.
across and jumped. I couldn't even watch it. It was stressing me out
Holy.
so bad. It's not, and like so many people that die every year. Like this one guy, I think he was Asian. I think he was actually Chinese, because, or maybe he just was in China for this thing. But he was climbing this really tall building in China, and he set up his camera to like watch him climb it, and he fell, and the camera caught his death.
Oh God.
It's so stupid. It's
Somebody
nuts,
like
dude.
pick it up and like.
I guess he
I
told
don't
his
know.
friends what he was doing or
Yeah.
something.
I don't know why people would do that. It's so stupid.
Have you seen Free Solo?
Yeah, I've seen. It's crazy.
Oh, dude, I was my arm like my hands were sweating, my knees were weak, dude. Oh my god, there's vomit on my shirt. I couldn't handle it.
Yeah, I remember it. I
Yeah,
saw
like
that in theaters a while
you saw
ago
it in
when it came
theaters.
out. Yeah, because my mom wanted me to watch it, so I went with her. It was pretty. It
That's
was
cool.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Like just because I sort of am like into filming and stuff. Being the film crew for that must have been so horrible. You're like, I might be filming my best friend die today. That's a nice thought.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I don't know. And the whole thing
hmm
about like normally people do that in segments, and like if people do it in
Yeah,
one
like
shot, it takes
I there was
24
another
hours.
guy who did like, um, a part, like he did a different part of it. He did like the hard, like the sheer face that was like that everybody thought was impossible to do, but he did it in like segments and stuff. Took him like 20 days. He was just like chilling on the mountain for
Yeah.
like 20 days, or not the mountain, the cliff,
Yeah.
with like his friend and like a tent. But there's like the tents are so weird because they have them like
They
hung up
pull
on the
out.
top,
I
and then they have like it's just like a floor with like a thing, and they sleep in it, and it's crazy.
Yeah, like how would you trust that? There's
He
a
was up
windy
there
night
for
and you
like
just
22 days. It's
yeah. Oh,
crazy.
so nuts. All that stuff, I can't even like watch it. I just have to
Yeah.
close the thing. Oh, I don't know. What like yeah. You could heights are like my worst fear in the entire world. Like you could not pay me money to go up there.
Heights are pretty
Anywhere.
scary.
What's your
Yeah.
biggest fear?
Mm. Heights are definitely up there. I'm not a fan of heights.
Mhm. Have you ever heard like well okay, I'll tell a funny story first and then I'll tell like a different thing. Basically, up until a couple years ago, I had this like what's it called when it's like for no reason? You know what I mean? Like you can't explain it. It's just like you're afraid of it.
A phobia? Is that
I,
a
I don't
phobia? No, that's just a fear of something. I don't know.
know. Whatever it is. I
Yeah.
was like really, really scared of like homeless people because when I was when I was like that sounds horrible. When I was like 2 or maybe not 2 because I remember it, but when I was like 6 or something, this homeless guy like grabbed my arm and tried to like pull me away from my mom, and I was like I
Oh,
so
that's
scared. It was like
terrifying.
the
Actually, no.
scariest.
You know what? That's reasonable. That's a reasonable fear.
Yeah, well, at least it's not like yeah, I'm scared of poor people, like
Oh, it's you're scared of, yeah. I mean, that makes sense.
because he literally he was
One
like, "Come here,
time,
little boy," and I was like, "What?" And he grabbed my arm. It was the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life.
what's he gonna do?
I don't know. My mom was like, "Hell no!" She like pulled me back, and she like walked away so quick. And luckily, there was people around us, and they came over and
Yeah,
they were
he
like,
would
"Oh,
have been
you okay?" and
okay.
everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, it
One
was
time when I was on the bus, and I was like 8 years old, this guy just like came onto the bus and just like sat on me. Like I was in a I was in a seat, and
Were you
he
alone?
just walked onto the bus and just sat on me.
Were you alone on the bus?
No, I was with my family.
And
Well,
were they
I was
like, "What
really
the
little.
hell,
I
dude?"
was like, I don't know, it was weird because he just kind of like sat on my legs. I was like, okay, and then I just like kind of like wiggled out from under him and like sat with my mom.
He just
It was just a
sneak out. I mean, he sort of finessed the seat for
so
me.
he
Maybe
just
that's the
like
play.
he walked on the bus. He walked on the bus. I don't know. He might have been like partially blind or something, because he just sat on me. I don't know. It was weird.
He didn't even notice. He's like,
I just like
they
wiggled
added some
under
padding to these seats.
him.
Dude, that's so stupid. He just
It was such a weird experience.
oh my god. That's really funny.
Oh,
My other
don't you
fear
love it when you're just like sitting on the bus, like trying to go to like I don't know, like a Whitecaps game downtown, and somebody just sits next to you, just like reeks of like pee.
oh
Love
yeah,
it.
or they're like what kills me is when you sit down on the bus and a guy walks on and they have headphones in over the ear and you can hear their music like so clearly. Like this one guy had his music in his headphones
Oh,
and I was
um,
go ahead.
sorry, keep going.
I was like, oh, like I wouldn't even keep my music that high if it was in my ears and through his headphones I could hear it stupid loud.
That's
But
so
yeah, what were
yeah.
you gonna say?
Um, when I was in France, I was on the metro, and you know those earbuds that they have for like runners, where they like kind of curl around your ears, and they have like little speakers, but they're not in your ears; they're like right beside them.
Yeah,
Yeah. So it's like you can hear like cars or something to
yeah,
like be safe while you're running or whatever.
yeah.
Um, some guy was like just blasting songs, but
He
like with
just
those
uses it
things,
as a speaker.
since technically like they're like little speakers beside your ears, everyone else around you can also hear it, like
Yeah.
pretty loud, especially because the metro was super packed.
Was it
So I could
French
just hear
crap?
like so no. could just hear so clearly like what he was listening to.
Yeah, that's weird, dude. Like, imagine if, like, I don't know. As soon as my people can hear my music, it's just like the most. I feel like that's just so awkward. Like, listen, have even at the end of the day, like, it's not like I listen to horrible music or anything. I don't know. It just feels weird to like have people listen to my music. Like one time on the bus, I thought I had my headphones plugged in, but they weren't plugged in all the way.
Didn't?
So
Oh,
I turned on my
yeah.
music, and for like 20 seconds, I didn't realize. And then someone like
Because
tapped on my
sometimes
shoulder.
you have your headphones plugged in and you just like realize that they're like not connecting or whatever,
Yeah,
and yeah,
it's the worst, dude. But back
like
to the
someone
fear
like
thing. What I was gonna say earlier. Or sorry, go ahead.
someone tapped you on your shoulder and was like, turn it off or whatever.
Well, because they could see that I didn't know. Like, obviously, I had my headphones in, so they like it was
Oh,
clear that I thought I was listening to music. It's just my headphones. They tapped my shoulder, and I was like, "Oh shit!" And I like it hit me, and I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And I plugged it back in. But yeah, I just like sunk lower into my seat.
yeah, that would
Um,
just be like an awkward like rest of the bus ride.
yeah, especially because like you look at my skin tone, and I was listening to like very aggressive rap music on the bus, so it just like didn't look
I
great.
would feel like most people would like let you know earlier, especially if they like, I don't know. I guess they didn't really care
I mean,
what kind of
it
music
might
they
not
were.
have been 20 seconds. It probably felt like longer. Like it felt like 2 minutes. Now
Mm.
that looking back on it, but you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, I forgot you said 20 seconds.
Um, yeah, dude. Like back to the fear thing though. What I was saying was, a f- something I found out that I found kind of interesting was like the fear of not fear of failure, but fear of success, and how it's like I don't know how to phrase it, but like for example, like we both play soccer. Like
Yeah.
say taking a penalty or whatever. It's like whatever your team's it's tied, it's the final minute. When you're taking a
Hmm.
penalty, the odds of you scoring are like 90%. So sometimes when you want to do
Big
it,
time.
I heard a thing and it was saying that like it's not the fear that you're gonna miss, but it's like the fear of success. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's like I can't really explain it well 'cause I'm sort of a brick at explaining things. But basically, it's the idea that like success pushes you out of your comfort zone, and so like you're happy, you're like your logic would be like I'm in the final, even if we lose, I've done already, like we've gotten this far, I don't want to like risk it and like push myself out of my comfort zone. And it's not a conscious thing, it's like entirely subconscious, this like fear of success. Or also like another example could be like not wanting to, I don't know, like not wanting to sing. You like might be a great singer and everyone's like, oh damn, this guy's such a good singer, but like that was the worst example I've ever heard in my life. Scratch that.
I can't
I
really
don't know.
relate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
um
I kind of get it.
yeah, basically I think I was on something and then I screwed up with the singing analogy. It's like your subconscious not wanting to be pushed out of its comfort zone, and so it's like sort of pushing you to do
Not
things that you,
wanting to, not wanting to get any better at stuff because you like who you are.
yeah, exactly, you're like, yeah. Or like back to the penalty analogy, I think is better. It's like even if A, if you score this penalty, you're gonna be famous, everyone's gonna be so happy. Two, you have really, really high chances of scoring the penalty. And three, you're gonna do it to like to make your team win. It's like so much easier to just pass it off to someone else rather than to take the charge and or take charge and take the penalty. Um,
Mm,
I don't know. It's interesting.
I guess so. I don't know.
I feel like you have to sort of like think about your like you look at it, you're like, okay, well, why don't I want to do this? Like, what are the actual cons of it other than it'll just push me out of my comfort zone? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I kind of get it.
Maybe not. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know.
But yeah, I think also like I think fear of failure is also bad. But I think what I'm gonna actually read about fear of success after this because I want to understand it more. So maybe next time I can explain it better. I feel like that one's so much more like widespread and like worse for you because fear of failure is like taking a penalty. I don't want to miss. But at the same time, it's like I feel like that's easier to overcome than fear of success because that's like a fundamental. Like it's literally your whole body's like screaming at you not to do it, and you don't understand why. I don't know.
I
Any
think I don't know. Is it more? Is it more like a fear of taking risks or not really? I think it's a
Uh,
different thing.
it could be that too. That's also a big one. Like, it's just like, like, is the gamble worth it? Like, is it worth the squeeze? You know? Because like, okay, I'm not gonna use the goddamn penalty analogy. I've already gone back to this like 4 times. But say, you're investing in a company, it's like $100,000 and you may or may not make your money back. It's like, is that worth it? Or like playing the lottery. Like, do you know how much money is wasted
Playing
on
the
the
lottery
lottery?
isn't worth it.
It's ridiculous. And like my family
The
plays the
chances
lottery.
of you winning are so low. It's like not. It's not even worth doing, in my opinion.
Yeah, like, well, the other thing too is the amount of like a lottery is such a lucrative business that the government literally had to ban. Like, you can't. Not anyone can create a lottery. Like, it's so complicated to create a lottery, because it's such a like big industry that if everyone created lotteries, it would like, I guess, like sort of maybe overinflate isn't the right word, but it would like reduce the profits because people would start spending their lottery money elsewhere, and also people would like start realizing how horrible it is, like on the things where it's like the max millions or whatever, it's 65 million is the prize.
Yeah.
They're not giving away the whole prize. In fact, they're not even probably giving away like 50% of the prize or of the totals.
Well,
Like,
like I think like 80% of the time or whatever, nobody actually wins it, right?
yeah,
Because
exactly.
they randomly generate the number, and if that number hasn't been picked, nobody wins.
Exactly. So like, if you have a million people in Canada playing for $5 a week, that's $30 million a week. That doesn't even necessarily get won. So like, that's such a ridiculously big industry. It's so nuts.
Well,
But yeah.
yeah, like every time nobody wins, they make like the jackpot bigger or whatever, so more people will play.
Right, that's true. But at the same, like, the whole profit isn't going to make the jackpot bigger. Like, they're obviously keeping a bunch of that. Like, I
Yeah, they
honestly
don't
wouldn't be
care. Like
surprised.
the jackpot's predetermined, right? Because
Yeah,
they know how much they know that most people are gonna play it again. So they
yeah,
just like do a jackpot. They make like 3 times the jackpot, so they don't really care.
yeah. Like, if you,
I don't know, crazy.
that's a good point. Like, if you play, you're not gonna just play the lottery once. I feel like for a
I feel
vast,
like
vast
most
majority of the
people
people who
would
play,
play
it's
it
either
like
you do or
every
you
day
don't.
or every
Yeah,
week or whatever. Yeah.
yeah. And like,
I don't
I,
really know that well. 'Cause
I wouldn't
obviously,
be
I'm not allowed to
surprised.
buy them. None of my friends are.
Yeah. Dump all your money on lotto tickets. I feel like also, like, I wouldn't be surprised if they keep 80% of what they make, and 20% goes to the jackpot.
Maybe even more. I don't
Yeah, like
know.
it's nuts, dude. But
Like it's such an easy like business. Like one person could run a lottery pretty much. Like that doesn't seem that hard.
yeah, I mean, all you have to do is like collect collect tickets, draw a number. You don't even have to verify because people go into the shops to see if they got the winning thing.
Well, yeah. Or you can
Right?
just
Like, you don't even have to worry about that. You just
like
have to draw
one
the
guy
number.
could like be like, okay, I'll do like my lottery or whatever, and like a bunch of people will buy it, and then he just like does like a random number generator
No,
online or
but
something,
that's
and then
not
like
legal
see if
anymore.
somebody wins.
The
No?
government, no, the government regulated it because they were like, because
Oh,
that'd be
so like
such,
you can't make new ones?
yeah, because it's easy, it's free money basically, right? Like, you could easily set up a lottery in the
Yeah,
school
it's
and be like, okay, $1 every lunch, winner gets $100. So it's like it
yeah,
costs you nothing, and you
and
have the
everybody
chance of winning
plays it.
$100 every single lunch, and you're making what? Like, if your school's 1,000 people, you're making $900. Obviously, not everyone's gonna participate,
That's
but
such
still,
a that's such like yeah, it's such an easy business. And
yeah.
also like to the people who are participating, it's not a big investment
Hmm.
either. It's not like
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Although when you look at it, like, if if you took all the money you spend in a year on lottery tickets, say it's what, $5 a
It
week
would
times
get big.
52, like,
Well,
yeah.
I don't know. I think they cost like $20, a lot of them.
Well, that's it depends. I feel like Lotto 649, since it's
Depends
lower
on the
jackpot.
lottery.
Yeah, but say $10 times 52 weeks, that's $520 a year. Like,
Yeah.
That's kind of
That's like
substantial.
for like
That's like
yeah.
that's like
That's like almost a
three
week of
big dinners. Wait,
pay
we're
for
like,
like
what's that like? It's a lot of money. Um, yeah, it's nuts. I don't know. The amount of money
yeah.
wasted in this like by people is ridiculous to me. Like not only
Mhm.
waste on stuff that like lottery and stuff, but just the stuff that we don't need. Like literally, if you were super cheap, you could live off of having like two sets of clothes and eating a rice and like living in a tent.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't be like the healthiest person, but you could make it work.
Yeah, okay. But like, you know what I mean? Like we have
Yeah,
so
like
much
exactly.
stuff that we
Mhm.
don't need. Like just look around your room. It's like, okay, I have like 9 hoodies. I don't need any of that. Or
Yeah, I'm wearing two right now.
yeah, there you go. That's why like minimalism sort of interests me, but at the same time, it's like, do you really want to be like Gandhi and like your only possessions
I
is
don't
a
really want
journal,
to
a
give
pen,
it
and some
all
wooden
up.
sandals?
Yeah, I don't really want to give it up.
Yeah,
I,
it's
I don't
interesting.
really buy that much stuff though. Like I try to not buy
Yeah,
stuff that I don't need.
yeah,
Especially like when you earn money to buy things, I think you buy less stuff because like
oh yeah,
you
for
think
sure.
about how hard you worked for it.
Like, yeah, I feel like for people like people who are spoiled or whatever, I feel like it'd be really interesting or it's really great when they like get a job and they realize how they're like, holy crap, like I would never buy myself that stuff. Whereas they just sort of like took it for granted before. And like that's like I'm weird. Like I have an obsession where or not an obsession, but like a weird thing where like I don't really buy things for myself. I'll buy food for myself and I'll buy food for like my friends. But if it's something
Yeah,
only
I
I
feel
will
like I
use
spend
like clothes.
like 90% of my money just on food because it's like I don't know, like 90%. No, I'd say like half of my more than half of my money that I spend from my own like bank account is to going out to get food with my friends or something.
Yeah, I agree. 'Cause I'm like, would I rather have like a sort of cool pair of pants or like go out with the boys like 4 times? And I'm like, you know
Exactly.
what? I'd rather go to Cactus Club or no, Cactus Club's way too expensive. I'd rather go to
Cactus
like Mickey
Clubs. I would
D's.
never go to Cactus Club with the
Yeah,
boys. I just go to like sushi, like almost every time.
yeah, dude,
Sushi's
sushi's
so good.
so clean with the party trays and it works out to be so cheap.
It's cheap. Oh yeah.
Well, the one I go to, you can get like a 80-piece party tray for like I think $30 or something.
That's like what, 80 pieces?
Or
That's
maybe
crazy.
40 bucks. It's really good, whatever it is. So we
That's
all
like
hung out.
20. If you paid $10, that's 20 pieces that's crazy.
Like
If
yeah,
we could put split that like 6 ways
it was
and
me and the
pay
boys. I
like
think there were 5 of us, and we got a sushi platter. We all got miso soup, and we all got like drinks, and I think we all paid $12.
yeah, that's so good.
It's so clean. And then you're like, okay, like by the thing, I sort
Also,
of like
it's
clothes,
good.
but it's like I don't really like buying clothes new. Like I've got a new appreciation for like thrift stores and stuff.
I like going to thrift stores. My friends like to play. We like to play a game. Who can find the biggest like waist size for the jeans at Value Village?
Oh yeah,
They've got some big ones. They've got some
like
big
wait, size
jeans at Value Village.
95.
They're crazy. Like I was with my two. I have like two friends that are like pretty small, and I bet you they could both fit in those jeans. Like we had
Dude,
like
that'd be funny. That'd
55
be a
waist or
good
something. It was
costume.
crazy.
And then
Yeah.
like re-sew the legs to make it like a pair of conjoined twin jeans. Oh my god, dude. But like, I sort of feel weird shopping in Value Village. I don't know, cause like
I don't know. There's like the weirdest stuff though.
I
Like there's
like
this
Value
sweater.
Village
There's
is
this sweater
great.
at Value Village that we see like every time we go there. And it's just like Mazel Tov, like 20 times all over it.
It's never been bought. But I don't know. I
Never
feel
been
like
used.
the whole point of like Value Village is like to help people who like have lower incomes and stuff, like buy clothes for more affordable. And then I feel like when I go in, I just like snake all the cool stuff, and I like have my own job. it feels weird, but at the same time, it's like I don't really want to pay $120 for Levi jeans.
Yeah,
That's why
I
this
mean,
is my
I
thesis
don't feel that
statement.
way. My family donates to there quite a bit, so I just think, oh, I
Actually, you
donate
know
stuff.
what? So do
I should
we.
be able to buy
Real.
it as well.
Is
I don't
Salvation
know.
Army the
I don't.
same thing as Valley Village?
I don't know. I don't really
Probably.
feel that way, to be honest. There's also so much stuff there.
That's true. And they get so many donations. I don't know. Maybe I'm just like overanalyzing, but like it just
One
feels
of the
weird.
coolest things I found there was there's a hoodie with like LED light strips beside the zippers and like over the shoulders and down the arms, and there's like a battery pack in it. It
Holy
was
cow.
so weird.
That's
You
really.
could
Did you
like
buy it?
no, we didn't buy it. It
Oh.
was like the box part was like broken. I don't know.
Okay.
It was it was pretty funny though.
Yeah. But like, here's my thesis statement. Fast fashion is so good, dude. I swear. All the other all the I don't want to generalize, but a lot of people put on their stories things about how like horrible fast fashion is. But honestly, dude, like that stuff is so clean. I swear,
As long as you
like
donate it after, it's like it's fine.
a $3 T-shirt, and like yes, there are kids being exploited in the factories, but at the same time, like if all the no, listen, hear me out. If
Jack
all the
better make an
factories close,
excuse for sweatshops.
no, listen. If all the factories close, these kids, it's not like they're just gonna not have jobs and go to school. What's gonna happen is they're just gonna end up going and like looking through the dumpsters and getting the
They should
gold and
pay them. They should pay
stuff.
them more,
Well,
and
yeah,
they
I'm not,
should give
of
them like
course sweatshops are
not a
bad.
20-hour workday.
Yeah, no, of course. I'm not trying to justify it,
I mean,
but I'm
yeah,
just saying when the
making jobs is
alternative
good, but like
when the alternative is like like looking through the dump and like begging on the street, like that's the thing in India. They'll take kids and they'll like hurt them on purpose. They'll like burn them and stuff so that they have like injuries so that the people on the street feel bad for them and give them more money. And like when you see a kid begging on the street in India, it's not him begging. He's got like a boss and he brings all the money back to you and he gets a piece, keep like like small
that's so
slice of it.
messed up.
So messed up. So I feel like
Also, like the whole fact is that they're just taking advantage of people who like literally have no other options.
exactly. Like
That's the real
I
problem with it.
yeah, like I think it's definitely horrible and we definitely need to do something about it. But when the alternative is either begging on the street in those terrible conditions or like sorting through like garbage, I feel like it might be the lesser of two evils. I don't know. Of course, I've never been
Yeah,
in
but it
shops, so I
could be
can't really
like
speak on that.
it
But
could be a good versus an evil. They just paid them better and
sorry, say
gave
that
them
again
like
because you cut out.
it could be like it doesn't have to be the lesser of two evils though. It could be like a
Well,
good a
it
good
could
thing.
totally be good. Like, but at the same time, if they're getting paid more, like if they're getting paid more and working less hours, then what'll happen is rather than that, their parents will just take those jobs and be able to support them and be able to put their kids through school. Because like the whole like
Exactly. That's good.
I know that's good, but of course that's good. But if you're the factory owner in Lebanon or wherever, Indonesia, and you have child workers, clearly you're not like your top priority isn't giving people a good quality of life. So if you're given the option of less work hours and better pay and and less workers since all the kids are going to quit versus like kids that you can exploit, obviously you're going to choose option 2.
Yeah, but like that's not what you should do. Still,
No, yeah, of course, of course. The
obviously
people who own those factories are like wrong
terrible.
and terrible. But I mean, I don't know. Like I feel like realist. This is a question. I don't know actually know the answer, but like, what else are those kids gonna do, right?
I mean, that's why they end up there because there's
Exactly.
nothing else for them to do.
Because like school isn't an option, or else they'd be there. And if they're choosing to, like, at the end of the day, well, actually, I don't even know if you can quit. I don't know what the culture in the workforce is, but I
I don't
imagine,
think I know enough about it really to.
yeah, true. But from what I understand, like if you're choosing to work in a sweatshop, even if as a parent you're choosing to put your kid in this factory, that must mean obviously the parents just want the best for the kids. So it's sort of said that like that's the best option that there is. Anyways, I think
It is the best
sweatshops.
option that there is, but it shouldn't be the best option.
Yeah, that's a good thesis statement. Um, although I feel like as badly as I feel for those kids and stuff, I think the situations aren't just gonna change like this. So so while they're here, may as well buy a couple $2 t-shirts from the Gap. You know what I'm saying? Like
I
while
mean,
small quantities
there
last.
has to be forced change, or else nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, that's good actually. Forced change.
Forced change.
Um, Dude, I like how deep we got there. Like we started talking about our best Gap stories, and they're like, okay, sweatshops, good or bad, go. Um, but yeah, I mean that's the whole reason why I love having a podcast, because it's like essentially this is sort of like a practice run. Because when I have it for real, I'll have you back and everything. Pardon me, but we're gonna have like good mics and better quality and stuff, and actually a studio. I keep on saying this, but what I'm really excited for is like just being able to like I love stuff like this. We're just talking. It's literally just a conversation. There's no like it's not guided. We don't need to feel like we need to hit a certain amount of time or talk about a certain thing, and you're not plugging anything. You're here because you want to be or because I
Plug
asked
the
you.
merch.
Yeah.
The
So
Mouthy Podcast
the Mouthy Podcast merch, dude. I gotta make like mouth guards.
merch.
That'd be so clean. Um, yeah.
If I
Sweatshops
needed
bad.
one, I would buy a Mouthy Podcast mouth guard.
Yeah.
I would cop.
Or Mouthy Podcast like braces. We could like team up with your dentist and get like custom braces. Just a walking
Custom
advertisement.
retainer. I mean, did you make like the logo for the YouTube?
Yeah. How does
So that
I
could
sort of
go on a shirt. I don't know.
that could easily go on a shirt because it's just
That
like
could go on it. It's not like
it's not that
yeah.
bad. That's like the
It's just
only.
like a cool. It's like a cool like it's like what mouth tongue.
It's like yeah. I'll show it.
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
Ooh.
Blur. Why are you being like
Ooh.
this? No. Choose
It's
background
just
effects.
melon man.
Oh yeah, melons here. Um, like
Yeah.
it's very simple. If you just make a blue T-shirt,
It's cool.
easy. I sort of
Plug
like
the
ripped it
merch
off.
at
You
the
know the Rolling
beginning of the
Stones logo?
podcast. It looks just like it. That's what I thought it was when I first saw it.
Yeah. So basically, the Rolling Stones logo has a much longer tongue.
Mm.
Um,
That's what I thought
and
of. Like immediately, I just saw it. I was like, oh, it's the Rolling Stones
like it's
thing.
low key different, but like not much.
It's the same concept.
Yeah.
It's like slightly different.
Basically, the idea behind it, I was like, to avoid plagiarism, I'll just flip the image horizontally so as to have the tongue facing the other. But the idea from it, like, no one's ever asked me how I got my name, and I'm gonna tell you anyways since you didn't ask. Um,
Oh,
yeah, it's a treat, dude. You're gonna experience the name. Basically, it's because my last name is Bouchard, and I speak French, and in
that
French
means mouth.
it means mouth.
Which means yeah.
So and then I was like, "Hey, mouthy, that sounds decent."
It's a good podcast name because you talk on a podcast.
Exactly. And then I was like, "Oh, you know what? You know what you used to speak? Your mouth. Just add an e sound at the end. You get a mouthy." I know what I'm naming my thing. That's like what my mind was thinking. But yeah, dude, I like another thing I like about having a podcast is just like sort of having like deep conversations about stuff with my friends. I feel like a lot of the time we just end up talking about like random stuff that's just like not very interesting. Just like, oh, did you see the Champions League game today? Yeah, that was nice. But like, it's nice to have an opportunity to actually get deep and be like, actually, I was talking about this today. I'm gonna ask it to you. What do you think the meaning of life is?
Um. Mm, I have no. That's a big question.
I know.
um. Well, naturally, as like animals or whatever, you usually want to just like continue your species. Like most, ah, like the meaning of success to most, like a deer or whatever, is to have kids.
Hmm.
But
Yeah,
as people
propagate the
in our
the vibe.
society, it's kind of like changed,
Hmm.
really, because everybody has the different. We got too smart to be like normal.
Yeah. Too smart to be normal. That's what a girl in my class said. She was like, "Yeah, I think it's just to like live and continue, like keep the human race alive. So not necessarily have
Like
kids, but just like
as most
ensure."
animals, the entire goal of their life is to live
Mhm.
as long as possible and to have as many like children
Kids as
as
possible.
possible to continue their bloodline.
Yeah, and I think where that's good, it's cute, is because like humans are the only animal that are selfish. Like other animals have survival instincts, and they have like the whatever the opposite of altruism is, like sort of not necessarily selfishness, but like if you find a berry on the ground, you're gonna eat the berry. Obviously, you're not gonna give it to someone else. But I think the difference is like humans, like first off, just choosing not to have kids because we don't want to, like straight off. When it's
Nothing
as
else does
basic as
that.
it comes, that's like just selfishness. Or just like I don't want to have kids, bro, because like in every other animals or
Too hard. That's
every
literally
other living
that's their whole goal in
organisms,
life.
yeah, it's literally the only reason they're there is to continue the thing, which is sort of sad.
Hmm.
Like, and the other thing is we've like exploited that so badly because we can just like it's so backwards to me because like we can just exploit any um veg like crop. We'll just be like, I'll only pick the good, like the biggest pieces of corn, and then in 20 years, my whole field will just only grow big pieces of corn. And the corn, I guess, is
I
winning
mean,
because
that's
there's
how
still
like the ancient like
watermelon,
I
right?
don't know, one of um like the mines or something. They made corn out of like grass
Yeah,
and they turned it into corn over like 20 years. I
yeah,
mean, that does happen. Stuff like that does happen naturally, like through natural selection.
that's true.
But
But I mean, we've like taken that to a whole nother level. Like we've just finessed every plant. Like watermelons used
life
to be this
hack.
big and like
Yeah.
80% seeds or like 90% seeds. Now
Mm.
they're like this big and like 1% seeds.
It's just like taking advantage of natural selection,
Yeah. The
selective
thing too is
breeding.
like
Crazy.
we're the only like we're the only other animals or even living things that have like jobs. Like we actually have responsibilities and like things that we need to do other than like having kids. Like if you're a deer, the only thing on your mind is eat, drink,
Mon
sleep.
Mange up, have kids.
Yeah, like survive long enough to have
Yeah.
kids, and then once you do that, repeat until you die.
Hmm.
It's nuts. Whereas
Weird.
we have like all these responsibilities. We go to school. Like as far as a species goes, school is so useless because it doesn't teach us how to have kids. It doesn't teach us how to reproduce a bunch.
I mean, it kind of does.
Okay, well, like one class in like
Well,
grade
the only
eight
reason that we
does.
people do schools is that they can so that it can work better.
I know, so you can have it's the whole like system so whacked up, dude. It's like go to school so that you can make more money, so you can pay for your kids' school, so they can go to a better school, so they can make even more money, so they
Kind of
can
works out though.
I don't know. I just find it so weird. Like
It's
you
so
look at an
different from everything else.
yeah. What I love too
That's
is
the
how
weird part about it.
yeah, yeah, exactly. What I love too is how like ants can't see us or whatever, like they don't realize they're being looked at. So to an ant's whole entire universe is like that's maybe 100 square meters of land that it's gonna spend its whole life on.
Yeah, we can't. They can't travel to like worldwide unless they like hitch a ride on like a log on a ship.
Yeah, and they have no concept of space, no concept of aliens, no concept of other living creatures, of course, because predators and stuff. But like no jobs, obviously, no school.
I mean, they
So
no ants have jobs. They're because they got like some of them like build, some of them get
right,
food.
I guess, but
I guess that's not a good like.
that's like literally propagation of the colony. They're like, I need to build this so that the queen can be happy or whatever. Whereas we, like, it's such a selfish. Everything is selfish. It's like I need to have this job so I can make more money. It's never like,
I mean, when humans first like learned to walk on 2 feet, The only reason we learned to walk on 2 feet so that we could carry more stuff for ourselves in our arms.
Yeah.
Like that's how it worked at the beginning. Just so we could like take mine.
Yeah, more. Yeah, dude. I don't know. It's so weird. Like, just looking at that and being like,
Well, humans are also the only animals that like kill each other.
yeah. Well,
Other animals fight, but they do it for like
for
to
women,
kickbox
for
each
sure.
other just so they can like have more kids.
Yeah.
Well, and
Yeah.
also it makes sense because like the stronger one gets to have more
You mean
kids,
like
and
the
then the
concept of
species
war?
becomes stronger as a whole.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. Yeah, I see what you mean. That's interesting, dude. It's so weird. We're so weird. Like, imagine there's just like ants just chilling podcasting. Oh my god. Yeah, that's nuts.
And also like the only reason that we have like all this weird stuff is because we got so good at meeting our basic needs that we just like kind of moved on to do like extra stuff.
Yeah, we goaded on the sticks, dude. We're like we're
We're
too
so
good at the
cracked at
base
food.
human, like, or the base physiological needs that we developed a whole pyramid full. Because like I guess for humans, at a certain point it was like, okay, I'm apex predator. I have food and
Well, like
water.
without like our tools and stuff, we're a not like a pig. Like we
Without,
can't
yeah,
defend ourselves against like a lion with their big teeth. Like we have
yeah.
nothing
Well, that's like, I mean, that's
beyond
why
our
humans,
smartliness.
like, if we had developed tools 100,000 years earlier, right now would be so much more advanced. Because that like multiplies. That's like exponential, right? Because like the earlier you do
Well,
it,
yeah, like also like the whole thing about like um when big civilizations came up, like that's when they started doing like cool stuff. Like art is only there because people had nothing to do since they were already like meeting their basic needs,
yeah,
right?
and community and like numbers and like math was invented so that people could count how many crops they were getting, because they had no way of calculating like the amount of uh harvest they had or whatever. It's so nuts. Just like, yeah, that's why I love stuff like that. I don't know. Deep. Go deep. Um yeah. Anyways, that was good. Do you have any more things on that topic to touch on, or I feel like we've
Uh, no.
all, like, you can't be like, I feel like we're just being wise right now. Like, you can't have wisdom for too long, or else the wisdom burns out, bro. Like, I'm all burned out of wisdom tonight. I'm gonna be talking to my parents and be like, yeah, dude, I can't even like speak straight. I'm all wisdomed out. But it is nice to sort of like like think about stuff that it's like actually deeper than like the stupid shit we talk about in class. You know what I mean? I don't know.
I don't know.
Anyways,
I'm probably gonna like yell at my friends later tonight talking about like the stupidest stuff while in an Xbox party.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, exactly.
We're probably gonna like talk about like our favorite species of monkey or something.
what,
Like
what is your
one day
like?
a while ago, um, like actually it was like yesterday walking home. My friend and I were just talking about how cool it would be to have a pet monkey. Like it's like we came to the decision that it would be like having a baby, but like swag.
Be having a swag baby.
You know those like little monkeys that they're like this big, that people like sometimes like a few people have as pets. Like they're
Yeah.
pretty uncommon, but they're like really cool. I don't know. I've seen a couple of like accounts that people run on TikTok of like just filming them like running around like opening packages and stuff, and it seems so cool because they're so cute and they're so smart.
hmm Well, that's the thing. Like, communication with animals. Like this one, I think it was an ape, but it might have been a baboon. No, we're more similar to apes, right? Yeah,
Wasn't there a
apes.
gorilla that learned sign language?
Was it a gorilla? It was some big
I think
monkey,
yeah, I
and
think a gorilla learned sign language.
they
Is
learned sign language,
that what you're
and they
talking about?
signed. Yeah, I think so. And the people signed when the trainer of the gorilla died. the people signed to the gorilla that the trainer had died. They were saying that was the first time they'd realized that like gorillas had emotions, because the gorilla was like, "I feel extreme sadness right now," or it said something like that, because it only knew so many words in ASL.
Oh,
Or
that's so weird.
so it like signed.
That would be so crazy.
Yeah, like communication. I feel like once we reach communication with animals, if we pull animals into like the technological era, that's nuts, dude. And have you heard the thing
The
with, like,
world would change forever.
yeah, and like apparently monkeys in the wild now have reached the Stone Age. Like they're making stone tools.
Like, catching up.
Like that's nuts, dude. Imagine like a couple million years, the like monkeys are just on iPads, and like the octopus have
I
hit
mean,
the
that's
like
how it worked
bronze
for us.
age. I guess we are
That's how it works.
monkeys, but yeah.
I mean, other animals don't really have the ability to do it because the reason that we can
Opposable
make
thumbs.
tools is because of our thumbs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got blessed so well by the thumbs, dude. So like maybe bats. Bats might clutch up big time.
Raccoons?
Yeah.
Raccoons are already so smart.
Yeah, they're not. Well, crows too. I feel like if anyone murks us, it's gonna be the crows.
Nah, raccoons. I got my money on raccoons.
Who would win in a fight? No, crow any day because it could fly.
They could get away.
It could just pot shot.
But raccoons are smart. Actually, no, raccoons are smarter, but they got the ability to like make stuff. You know, they can like
I'd like
open
to see a
latches.
raccoon versus a crow in a chess game. Oh my god, dude. But yeah, I don't know where that came from. I think it has reached that part of the show. That part being, do you have any questions you'd like to ask me? This can be as simple as, what's your favorite color? It can be as complicated as, what do you think the meaning of life is? Although it's sort of, I guess I didn't really say what I think, but whatever.
What do you think?
The meaning of life is?
Yeah, go with that.
So the
I took
conversation,
like the scientific route.
yeah. So the one girl I was talking about, she said the same thing. She was like, I think in general, the the meaning of life is like propagation of the species. And then I was like, yeah, but I think for like if we're just looking at humans, and then
We've
someone
gone
else said,
past that.
yeah, someone else said, oh, you can't like it's different for everyone. You can't put a finger on it. And then I was like, okay, well, what if we were trying to just generalize it? Like if you could find one generalized meaning of life for every single human, what do you think it'd be? And I was saying, I think it'd be to like um find something that you're passionate about and like pursue that, because I feel like if I don't know,
I feel like it's just like
it's
thinking. I think well, your goal in life is just thinking that you're just like just be like just being satisfied with what you did. Like just
yeah,
thinking to yourself, oh yeah, I'm successful.
yeah, like
Whether it be like having kids or having like being a CEO or something. Like if you think you're successful, then that's the meaning of life. To be successful to yourself. Doesn't really matter what other people think of you,
yeah.
as long as you think you're successful.
I was saying more. I think that actually might be even a better one than what I said. But I was saying like to find something you really like and pursue it, because I feel like especially in North America, it's such like a work focused culture. But like if you could live like if society only expected us to work like 2 hours a week, and like the rest we just like did stuff, like we did
Nothing
art.
would get done though.
I guess something would get done, but at the same time,
Like,
like,
the only reason art exists is because we got good enough at working to have extra time.
but okay, I guess I don't mean no work, but I mean like the amount of useless things that we have. Like, say we took out every useless company, like, say, I don't know, web design, you don't need that. Uh, Accounting, you don't need that. Life insurance, you don't need that. Anything to do with money, you don't need that. And all that was put into like making society better. So like, I'm not saying this is what we should do because it probably wouldn't work. I'm just saying
I
it'd be
mean, that's
interesting.
what
Like,
kind of like what communism is in theory. Like everybody shares everything, but it never works
right,
out
it
because
never works
there's
because
like always
communism
like
works so
that one
corrupt.
corrupt guy who messes it up for everybody.
Yeah, communism is the thing that's like it's sort of like you know the game Splinter Steel.
No. Oh,
It's a game show
I
where
think I know it.
if okay, basically say each person has $10,000, or there's $10,000 in the middle. if both people, you have the option of splitting or stealing. So if both people choose split, they split it equally. So each person gets 5,000. If both people steal, no one gets any money. And if both people, and if one person splits and one person steals, the person who stole gets all the money.
Mm.
So it's sort of like if everyone played split all the time, it'd be perfect. Like if everyone
There's always gonna be that
follow the
one
rules,
greedy
but of
guy.
course there's one person who's not going to follow the rules and they're
Yeah.
selfish or they're corrupt or they're whatever and it's going to screw it up. So I feel like I genuinely do think that if we lived in a society where like in heaven or whatever, where no one does anything morally unjust, I feel like communism could possibly work because everyone would
Like,
share anything and wouldn't be
You've
corrupt.
always,
But
you've probably had that like one Minecraft world where somebody takes all the diamonds and makes full armor for
exactly,
themselves and leaves everybody in the dust.
exactly. Like it's literally impossible to not have that. So I feel like
Yeah.
that's why it doesn't really work.
It would only work in a society full of like perfect people.
Which yeah, and again, that's not real.
And that's
That's cringe. But yeah. And then another person said there is no meaning to life. They were just like just die. Like it's just living your life. Like once you die it's over, there's no meaning. And I could like sort of understand that, but at the same time I'm like that's almost depressing. Like if you're just here for no reason, what's the point of being here at all?
True.
That's probably
Yeah.
the reason that people started thinking about that question. Because they were like, if like if there's no reason for my if I have no purpose, why am I here?
Mm-hmm.
I guess you have to just be like, well, I am, so I may as well live. I don't know. That's interesting. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Deep, dude. I really need to like I'm gonna have to just like go on Instagram and like look at memes for an hour to like regenerate my brain cells. Anyways, yeah. Thank you so much for being here, dude.
No. To re-deteriorate your brain.
Yeah, that's right. I've gotten too smart. I need to like drop back down. There's no way I should be having these advanced thoughts.
This is for English class to kill time. Gotta save it.
Yeah, seriously. I should get into my podcast mindset. I was about to say Minecraft. That's not right. I'm already on the downhill. No. I should get in podcast mode for English class. I'll just like slay out. I'll just answer every question in like 1,000 word essay. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me. It was a chill episode.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, it was cool. I like getting deep, but I also sometimes would just tell stories all the time. I don't know. Having a podcast sick, dude. It's cool. Yeah, cool. This has been episode 5 of the Mouthy Podcast. Join me next week. I actually do know who my guest is this time. I won't say it though because obviously I'm gonna announce it on my Instagram, which you should go follow.
I think I already do.
You do.
Let me take a quick peek.
Take a quick peek, bro. In the dying minutes of the episode. Do I have anything else to say?
Yeah.
Deco, but do you want to plug your Instagram or plug anything?
No, I'm good.
Okay, cool. Don't check him out. Don't check him out. I don't know. Have a good day. Don't do communism. Well, actually, do communism if you want, but don't be the corrupt person. Try your
You could try your best.
I mean, you could try. It probably won't work. And yeah, what's the message you want to leave the viewers for the end of this episode?
I don't know. I'm all smartly out.
Go get a bowl of cereal right now.
Okay, bet.
I need
I'll see you later.
Peace. Goodbye.